Ta, Ta Piliv. Thank you, Shukriya, Presiding Officer. I'm delighted to take part in this debate, with my first language being Punjabi, learned English, tuned into Scots, fully appreciative of Gaelic. Dating back centuries, Gaelic is one of the oldest Indigenous languages in Europe. Over 1,000 years older than English, Gaelic is an integral part of Scotland's make-up, and it has been said that what is true for bones is also true for the human language. The essential elements are just one piece of a much wider, ever-evolving picture. Gaelic is more than words which comprise it. It is an emotional connection to Scotland's cultural heritage. So I welcome this discussion today and will celebrate its revival and reconsider the key to its preservation. While Gaelic can appear a wee bit intimidating to those who are not speaking it, Scots may feel more familiar. Now also recognised as a regional language under the European Charter for Regional or Minority Languages, Scots is much closer in style to English, but varies considerably even across relatively small geographical areas. As University of Glasgow sociolinguistics professor Jennifer Smith said, lots of people say, "Oh, I don't speak Scots." But just because you don't sound like Robert Burns doesn't mean to say that you're not speaking Scots. Professor Smith headed the university's Glasgow Scots Syntax Atlas, an incredible online resource research tool launched in 2019, which maps out the use of Scots across Scotland. From the Gonenose in Glasgow to the Fitlike in North East, the Atlas confirmed that you don't have to travel very far to appreciate the rich differences. We should be proud of a vibrant local lexicon and Indigenous tongue, as well as the host of other languages found here, including my own Punjabi and Urdu. There are over 170 languages spoken in Scotland, including Makaton, French, Cantonese, German, Bengali, Spanish, the list goes on. Embracing the nuances of your own history and heritage allows for a deeper respect and understanding of other cultures. And I have been pleased to see a resurgence that mirrors the Gaelic Renaissance elsewhere, such as within the Sami communities of Europe's far north and through the Indigenous Languages Act in Canada. Here in Scotland, the revival of Scots and Gaelic has been aided in recent years by a variety of wondrous efforts. Within my own constituency of Glasgow Kelvin, Partick Thistle Football Club, in collaboration with Glasgow City Council Gaelic Education Services and Bord na Gaelic, became the first Scottish professional football club to have bilingual English and Gaelic signage at the stadium in a bid to increase the visibility of the language. And I would cheekily encourage them to also add Scots to their signage in due course. This is one of a number of exciting projects, activities in the pipeline, which seeks to encourage engagement with Gaelic medium education schools. This brings us to another gem within my constituency, the Glasgow Gaelic School. Opened in 1999, it is one of 4 nurseries, 3 primaries and 1 secondary within the city currently providing Gaelic medium education. Whilst teaching Gaelic was sadly never part of my repertoire, I did find that children really connected with the Scots language, although I did have to emphasise that it was not slang. I remember a couple of wee laddies in particular who had struggled immensely with reading and writing. Average texts in English were of no interest to them. They liked cars. I discovered the Scots poem The Wee Rid Motor by Sandy Thomas Ross, which captured their imagination because the words sounded like how they talked. Their imagination was engaged. They were able to read out loud to an audience of parents who listened intently as they read, Presiding Officer, having not been able to read before. In my wee red motor, I can gang for miles, up and down the garden, through the lobby whiles. Mony a big motor gangs te tún afar, nan can gang where I gang in my wee red car. Blithe memories indeed, and children reading inspired by Scots. The Scottish Government has also recognised the many benefits of Gaelic and Scots within our schools, and I am pleased to see a new national strategic approach to Gaelic medium education is one of the areas currently under consultation. These languages should indeed be normalised within our institutions and across all of our communities. The proposed Scottish Languages Bill has the opportunity to contribute towards this significantly. I would like to echo the recommendation of Bord na Gaelic that the education strategy should include a workforce recruitment and development priority, and that any new education agencies created should have Gaelic education responsibilities embedded within them. In closing, Presiding Officer, research has demonstrated that bilingual children enjoy improved cognitive development, and the earlier the second language is introduced, the better. In a way that most adults cannot, children absorb sounds, patterns and structures and are unencumbered by years of lessons that drill into us just one singular way of communicating. Languages equip us with so much. It is vital that we protect them. Papilat, ta, thank you, shukriya.